Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Emotional Wellbeing with Emotional Ability Resources. Today, I'm very happy to welcome Devina Fogla, a seasoned life coach and angel card therapist. So welcome to my show, Devina.
Thank you so much, Pragati. And it's such a great honor and privilege to be on board with you. We have an amazing connect, and I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you so much. So tell us a little bit about your childhood, Devina, and how has that contributed you into being the woman that you are today?
Yes, I'd love to share my journey and, tell all the viewers a little bit about my background. So I am born, brought up in Kolkata city. As a child, I grew up with a lot of fears because, there were fears which were inculcated in me through, the people around me, extended family, and even, in fact, even the staff that I had, I had a very, very old maid, and she was, of course, like my second mom. But the fear, there was a fear factor, which of course those days I never realized. But because I loved her so much, so she would kind of put in a little things which would make me very, very scared. And simple things, Pragati, like don't go up to the terrace after sunset and when it's dark, because you don't know what will come out from anywhere. Now, I would love to go out in the open. I had a beautiful terrace. I'd love to be with nature. But, and I always thought that, okay, like it's fine. I shouldn't do it. But then it started becoming fears. The fears started growing. So my initial childhood period was a lot of, opinions of others, which made me very scared. And I started becoming very scared of the outer world. And I had a very sheltered childhood. I have an elder brother who's like another dad for me, that kind of protection. But every time I would step out of that shell, I would be very scared. How would I face people? How will I talk? I was so scared of even introducing myself to strangers. So that continued right till my teenage days, even till I graduated, which was in my 20s. I used to be very, very shy, not at all confident with myself, always feeling that if I say this, I don't know how that person is going to, accept me. So all of those things. And because now I relate back, because I had those fears in my childhood, I used to be falling sick very, very often. In fact, sometimes the fear of giving exams was so much, Pragati, that I would sort of, create a fever that I don't want to go and give my chemistry exam. And I was in Loreto House in a missionary school. And the nuns out there would be so strict. They'll say, no, she just doesn't want to give their exam. And, and that was so true. But the fear was so much that I couldn't face my papers. And many exams I used to miss like that. So yes, that was the key point of my childhood, which I remember today, was a lot of fears of everything small, even fear of being alone, even fear of the dark, or fear of walking into a room alone. So it was like that. And that was all around the age of 12, 13, 14 at that time.
So thank you for sharing that. And how did you overcome it?
Yeah, so that, like they say, and today I can say this with confidence, that a lot of our childhood patterns we recreate and we keep taking it up till our adult life, and that's what I did. And I, even after I got married when I was 21. And even there, facing the real world, my in-laws, I was married in a big joint family. I was always so hesitant. I didn't speak. I was so quiet. And, then later on, I realized that, look, this is something which is my limiting factor. I want to feel more normal. I want to feel more relaxed when I'm with people. I don't know why. Though I would be getting, people to be friendly with me. And when that awakening came, Pragati, that I really need to help myself, I really need to do something about it. That's the time I fell upon this amazing book, the Heal Your Life book by Louise Hay. And I realized that, the patterns within us, they can create such a big difference in our life. I never realized. And that's when the journey of this world, the awareness that, it's not about the people. The people are not scaring you. There's something in you which is attracting those kind of people. And then I started delving into this subject a little bit more. I started understanding, and that's how little by little I started, connecting to my patterns, that, these are my fear-based patterns, which I definitely need to break. And when I did my training, Pragati, in 2010 in London with a lady called Dr. Patricia Crane, she's Louis Hay's right-hand lady. The processes that I went through were so overwhelming, and they were so, painful. The process, when you go within and you have to relive those childhood days. But then the awakening was phenomenal. And I started using these tools, and I started feeling so confident, and things started looking better and better and better. And also, that era when I was really struggling to understand my life more, I had a very, very bad slip disc. In fact, 5 years, I was literally in and out of my bed. And my kids were so many years younger, and they always wanted my attention, and they wanted me to live them in their godi and all of that. And my doctor said, you just can't even think of it. If you do that, you're going to end up on the operation table. And so the life was so restricted. I was always in pain with my lower back. And when I read Louis' book, I realized what is the cause of this back issue. And it was an alarming revelation to realize that the need to be independent, the need to be known by my name was so deep in me that I created an issue with my back. And it was like a complete eye opener. And that's how I really got attracted to her work. I started doing her affirmations, so much so, Pragati, that, in less than 6 months, my physiotherapist comes and tells me that, I just can't recognize you as my patient. You are so different. And
Wow.
today, with whatever my MRI report is, all the don'ts the doctor has told me: don't lift weights, don't jog, don't stand for too long, don't sit for too long, don't bend. Today, as on 2022, I do everything. I do everything. So this was something, even my friends who journeyed with me for so many years, they are amazed to see how you changed, your issue with your back. And it was like constantly. So the doctor said, ultimately, you will have to do surgery if you're going to constantly be in pain. So it was like a complete change and makeover that happened to me. And that's why I'm so passionate about Louise Hay's work. And after my training, I'm, sharing her work with many people globally. So, and I'm happy to do so, really.
That's
Yeah.
just so wonderful. And what I really liked is, before you are talking to people about something, you've actually trained yourself, and you've had the courage to work on your own patterns. And like we all know, and everybody watching us knows, it's easy to tell somebody what to do, but when we have to apply it, that's where the real test comes in our life. So tell me,
Yeah.
who has been your role model, and any particular incidents that stand out in your life where you grew in spite of challenges, apart from the ones you've shared?
Yeah. So my role model has been my dad. And of course, I've also have a very supportive family, because when I did my training, that time my older one was giving her board exams, and I just left her literally, to take care of herself. And I went for this 10 long day training in London. And yes, family was very supportive. So definitely I would give, so much of gratitude to them for allowing, that journey to, begin for me. My role model is my dad, because he always does say, rather, till date, that, you know, uh, just don't give up. It's very easy to choose the road of giving up, but it's the strong who face it and who apply and who overcome it. So don't ever choose the easy road. Choose the road which may be difficult, and but you will definitely get victory. And in 2010, Pragati, when I chose this path of bringing angels into Calcutta city, I was the only one. And so many people used to make fun of me, and they used to criticize me. And you have such a big puja in your house, and you're leaving all of that, and you're doing something like this. Maybe you are become a Christian, all kinds of things, I used to hear. And my dad's words always would ring in my mind, that what I've chosen is not easy. You are the only one in the city. You are talking of something which people can't even relate to, because you can't see them, so you can't believe in their form, and you have chosen this path. Just stay true to it, just be honest with it, and you'll see that it's definitely going to be victorious for you. So many times I would tell my dad, I said, Dad, I have people, who actually look at me, and I feel that they think I'm mad. How do I deal with this? My close friends, my relatives. And he would always tell me, you've chosen this path, just stay on it. Don't give up. You're here for a reason. You are here. You have gone for your training. You have come back. You are in Calcutta city for a reason. You have a mission. Hang in there. Hold on, So he would always keep telling me this, hold on, don't give up. So I can really, really say that, yes, in 2010, thank God I didn't give up. And I continued this journey, and, brought angels and the angelic world into this city of joy. So yes, he's definitely my role model. And, the challenges I faced was a lot, because people never believed in my work. And they would, say, acha, theek hai, time pass kar rahi hai, theek hai, karne do. Dekhte hain till, how long you can carry on. So I had a lot of people who would, kind of say things like that. And I always, wondered, I said, do I really need support? And then a voice inside me said, no, I don't. Because I started realizing that, I have such a strong belief in my own self. I have such a strong conviction that what I'm doing is definitely going to benefit people all over. Just hang in there. Today, they don't believe in your work. They will definitely believe soon. But you don't give up and think that you are good for nothing, and you're just doing time pass. So that's the time when I started developing a lot of belief in myself, and I started really connecting, reconnecting, I would say, to myself. Because when I was trying to overcome my fears, that's the time I started really respecting and loving myself, and realizing that, look, you are amazing, and you can do what you have envisioned yourself to be doing. So it's okay if people don't believe in you. It's fine. Do you believe in yourself? That's all that's important to you, to me rather. So that's all I would keep telling myself, just believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. Don't waver from your path, So that's
I
what.
love this take, that most of us, when we hear, do I need support? The instant answer is, of course, you need support. I loved it that your inner voice told you, no, you don't. You are enough. And that is so beautifully put, because most
Yeah.
of us struggle with the relationships that we have with others and even with ourselves. We expect
Yes.
certain things. And when those expectations are not met, it becomes
True.
our most convenient reason why we don't soar the skies. So thank you
Yes.
for sharing that, that
Yeah.
no, I don't need
That's
support.
it.
I mean,
I don't need support. And that voice was really loud and clear,
yeah.
Pragati. So then this the fact that you start really going inward is in the true essence.
Mhm.
Many of us believe and feel that we have gone inward, but inward is not about just being silent or something like that. It is all about really accepting the person that you are
Yeah.
and really respecting the person that you are. And it's okay if people others don't respect you, but you are connected to yourself for years, so you better start respecting your first self first, and then we'll see about others
That's
whether they
very
do or not.
good. So, are there any tips that you want to share with our viewers? Because one hindrance to emotional well being is
Yeah.
that people feel a lack of respect from others. So, are there
Yes.
any tips that you want to share with our viewers on how they could actually look after their own emotional well being?
Yes, I would love to share this tip, which I've been doing for almost 13 years. And which is, before I go on to the tip, a little bit of, info I want to give that, words like believing in self and respecting the self and all of that is a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. And for me, it took me time. But how I achieved that was, first of all, understanding the negative aspect of myself. When I understood my negative aspect, which is, maybe criticisms of self, maybe blaming myself, maybe, having negative thoughts about myself or about my life, I actually handled it. So, what I can really tell all the wonderful viewers on board here today, that first, handle what is blocking you from believing in yourself. Don't just jump to, yeah, how to, I want to believe in myself, I want to believe in myself, I want to believe in myself. We definitely all do want to believe in ourselves. But first, handle what is blocking you. So
Mhm.
what I used to do, Pragati, is I love writing. I really love writing. So what I used to do is I used to take a pen and a paper, and I would write release notes every day. I release my lack of trust. I release my lack of belief. I release my fears. Fear letters it took me years to get my fears out because they were so deep. They were so deep. The childhood fears are super deep. So I used to just continuously write and burn. If I could burn, I used to burn, else I would tear and flush it. And this technique, though it sounds really simple, but trust me, it's so powerful. And I would do it every day, like I'm having my vitamin tablet. I used to be so regular with it. And over a period of about 5 months, 6 months, I realized that, oh my God, where did my negative thought go about myself? It just went. And then respecting self became a lot easier. So my major tip to everyone is tried and tested tip. Please write a lot of release letters and burn it or tear it. Just keep writing whatever is blocking you. Just get that first out of the way. So that's what.
Uh, Thank you. That was like really wonderful. We talk about journaling, but this new take, write release letters. Can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit more, like literally like a sample? Like, how do you begin? Do you address to somebody? So let's just, if you could take a real situation or a hypothetical situation that you want to release, what would the situation be, and how do you write the release letter? If you could elaborate a bit on that.
Sure, sure. So, for example, I got a lot of criticisms from people for the work that I was doing many years back when I started. So, I would write, and it used to bother me because it would bother. You are so new, you're so raw. So, definitely, you are also not very sure. So, when people tell you things, you get more scared. So I used to sit with that letter. So that was the situation. So I would sit with my letter and I would say, I release all negative opinions of others. I release all my negative thoughts about myself. I release all my fears about my future. I release all my insecurities about my journey. I release all my lack of support from people. I release all the criticisms from people. And kept writing, and the support started, and the confidence that I got to just go ahead was getting better and better and better. So that's
Thank
how
you
I did
so
it.
much. And, this is something that really plagues most human beings, because confidence in our own self is something that we present on a platter to everybody, that everybody can trample on, We don't keep it for ourselves. The
Yeah.
slightest incident, this first sign of criticism, boom, it just goes off like a bubble,
Absolutely,
So very,
absolutely.
very true. And
And then instead of going forward, we are like many kilometers back.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so true.
So, and this is such a powerful technique. And I hope everybody has this leeway now to work on their confidence and have a better relationship with their own selves, no matter what the world is saying.
Absolutely.
So, tell me one
Absolutely.
more thing. Any book that has really influenced you, or any movie or serial that really takes back into the realms of emotional well-being or feeling good about yourself? I would love to know.
Yeah. So there were two books. In fact, those days when I was sick on my bed, I had nothing to do. I couldn't even move because I was pretty much flat on my bed for many weeks. So while being flat, two books really encouraged me. One was Louis Hay's book, Heal Your Life. And that's the time I realized that how my thoughts are playing in my life all the time. And I started doing my lower back affirmations also from that stage, that time, even much before my training. So that was the book which inspired me. Another wonderful book was The Power of Gratitude by Dr. Wayne Dyer, because I was so much in pain. And naturally, when you're in pain, the first thing, I mean, gratitude, ka GB doesn't come into your mouth, into your mind. Like you're in pain and you're saying, "Oh my God, what is there to be grateful for?" I'm like, I want to get out of this bed.
Yeah.
But so that was again an eye opener that yes, you can still be grateful. And then I realized that, okay, though my back is stiff and I'm on the bed, but at least, my other parts of the body are working, my hands are working, I can eat, I'm getting good food to eat, the house is running well, I have a supportive and loving husband. So, then I realized, oh my God, yeah. And then that complaining and that pain, even in fact, Pragati, even the pain started reducing in intensity when I was reading this book and I was doing this gratitude. And then I connected to a process which I have never stopped since 2003 till now, is writing of a gratitude journal. Every day I write it, and that I got connected to from those years of just being grateful for what you have and what you want to have also. So it really changed my mindset completely. So lot of gratitude to Dr. Wayne Dyer. And in fact, it was so magical that Louis Hay and Dr. Wayne Dyer were the best of friends. They were the best of friends, and they had a beautiful journey of spiritual, shows to the whole world, so yeah. So it was these two people. I mean, they are really my mentors. So
I think that's so nice, because a lot of us read books, but to actually sit and internalize it and practice it in our life is what really, separates the grain from the chaff. I totally agree. So
yeah.
anything else that you want to talk about and leave our viewers with, any tips on emotional well-being that you feel would be helpful to them?
So to just handle, especially now, there are, post COVID and things like that. A lot of people are stressed out with work, they are stressed out with relationships, with health, and a lot of areas in life are yet to open the way they want to open it. So I can really just say one thing, that uh, just connect to yourself, and just keep on empowering yourself to overcome it. Because when we sort of look for situations to improve, that's outside. So whether your situation will improve or not, no one can tell you that. But when you empower yourself, and when you talk to yourself, when you have that self talk, which is a positive self talk, I think, things get a lot easier to handle. And when you are handling things with ease, you will definitely overcome your obstacles. But you need to be very aware that, my mind needs to be in my control. It needs to be my friend. I can't have my mind work against me, because it's like a car. You're wanting to go from point A to B, but if you're in a reverse gear, you're going to bang the car behind you. So when you realize that you have to make your mind your friend, then it becomes easier. It becomes much, much easier to handle situations and stressful things in your life. So this release technique is definitely a technique which you can practice to get out all that stuff from the mind, and just be consciously aware, because it's very easy. It's very easy to blame. It's very easy to look outward and say, he's like that, so I'm like this. That's not happening, so this is happening. But let's turn the equation. It's a chemical formula. So if you change the formula a little bit and say that this is happening, so that is happening, I think you'll be sorted, rather than the other way around. So
I
it's a
love
journey.
that.
I'll
And
get.
thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. It's indeed been a pleasure
Thank
to
you.
have you here with us today.
And it is really, really a pleasure to be with you, Pragati. Lots of love to you.
Thank you.